So TUT is where I learned a lot of things. And in actual fact, TUT is my life. I might not be coming to campus, not being close. We were approached by a lady. There was a white lady who came to us and they wanted to introduce DA on campus before it was even called the DASO. This T-shirt of TT is important. You know, in my first year when I went home in June for recess, I wanted to have the T-shirt of TUT to show some, at home that I'm from TUT now. And then later on, like I said, then I became the founder of EFF, Student Command, through Bo Adolf, Ahai Maimela, Pete. Then we went through, but there was a guy called Mahlangu who was already in politics. The vacuum was student accommodation. The vacuum was financial exclusion. But everything else, there was stability in the university. I can tell you, we had SRC that was presentable, wearing their nice blazers, doing quarterly meetings in Building 7 and Building 18. We would go there and then they address us. Like what we don't have now. We don't have meetings. The only time you see students, they're at the gate striking. You ask them, what is the issue? No, something that they can address it without having went to the gate. You understand? I was running a tech shop. I used my NFS money to open a tech shop in Coronation. Business minded. Yes. Okay. So I started a tech shop there, in a shack.
It's work.
Yeah, we did work. The only time we were tempted, in fact, we then went into a car. It was when we were in Hatfield. That's why no one was. So our views, when we hit the ground, when fighting,
you have nothing to lose.
We have nothing to lose. We don't care. We even fight physical. That's why I joined the forums. That's why I joined the forums and all that. To a point now, we were called gangsters and all that. Because now I don't care anymore. Because I know no one will hire me. I'm graduate, but no. I was involved into some illegal mining here in Witbank. White people has been doing the illegal mining for so long. White people.
Welcome to Motivation Corner, and this is Mbulukeng, your favorite content creator and host. Welcome yet to another fulfilling and inspirational episode with my guest. Today I'm not alone, I'm with a guest. And if you haven't subscribed, guys, do the right thing, subscribe, and please watch, like, comment, and share with your friends, your family, and everybody in your community, because what we're going to do now, what we're going to talk about is very inspiring. So today, guys, I have this young man. Yes, I'll call him young man. I'm sure he doesn't want to be called young man, but he's a young man. He goes, I like how they call each other with his friends or his community. Today I have Mukoni, guys. I'm here with the TUT alumni, businessman, a politician. So, guys, welcome, Timothy Masilo. Welcome.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm grateful to have been invited here.
Yeah, thank you so much for making time. As I said, guys, he's a businessman and a politician. So, that time is very, very scarce. So, thank you so much for making time. Yeah, how are you?
No, I'm good. No issues. I must indicate that having been invited here, it was not easy for me to be here, but I think history should be recorded. And,
thank you.
No one must misquote, say things that they must hear from the horse's mouth.
We are on the same level, because that's what I wanted to say, that sometimes business people and especially politicians, they are misconceived and misperceived. So sometimes it's good to have someone come and you ask them questions. And also, I also have my own questions that I want to ask and just want to hear from him. There are a lot of things that are happening politically, and as a youth, there's a lot of unemployment. I want to hear his views about all of this. So it's good to hear from such people of such caliber. But let's start from, where are you from? Because sometimes stories don't make sense when we start talking of your achievements, not knowing where you come from. So I want someone maybe in the same background that you are you were now. So I want them to know that, hey man, it's possible. Because sometimes when we interview people now at their peak and just asking them, then sometimes they say work hard, but people don't know what is working hard. Yeah, so where did this establishment start? Timothy Masilo, when were you born? Where are you from?
Yeah, Timothy was born in Brits. I was born in Brits 1993, February, on the 3rd of February. But actually, I'm from Jane Face in Limpopo. So my parents went to Brits in Northwest for employment seeking. Now, I studied there in Brits for my foundation phases. Then I went to Skukune for my primary and secondary. Now, I came to Mpumalanga for my tertiary institution. That's how this journey started, and that's where I am today. I'm still in Mpumalanga, but I'm also more into Gauteng now. That is for obvious reasons. In Mpumalanga, I did my education in TUT. So TUT is where I learned a lot of things. And in actual fact, TUT is my life. I might not be coming to campus, not being closer to TUT, but people will ask, why are you so much interested in TUT?
Why are you so attached?
I then say to them, when I went to TUT, I was just an innocent, small boy who does not want anything but want education.
Qualification.
Because I had a queue in Tefliop in 2013. I wanted to do law, so I was in a queue. Now I realized that this doesn't make sense. I've been in a queue for some time, almost a week, and I'm told that I'm number 1,000 something, so that's too much for me. A friend of mine called Patrick, called me, said, no, I'm in Wheatbank, this space in Emalahleni. Then I rushed to Wheatbank. Immediately, I arrived. Then he showed me that, look, we can use this thing of HR management, this space here. Because now everybody doesn't want to run around. I said, look, it's almost Feb now. Let's just register for this HR.
But what initially did you want to do?
I wanted to do law, as I said. Yes. So then we actually then went for HR because he's my friend and I was with him in the secondary. We did matric together, we grew up together. So now because he was already registered, then he showed me how to do it. Remember, I could not even touch the laptop. I didn't know a laptop. I didn't know a computer. So we went to, there was a place called ERC. That's where there were a lot of computers. It's a computer lab. Then that's where we went to do those things of application. Then we immediately went to the NSFAS office. Then that's where immediately we were approved with NSFAS. And because my results were, I had bachelor degree in terms of that matric results. So we were immediately approved and then got a student number, and I was so excited. I went home with an acceptance letter. That was a late application. It was not planned. And the following day, I was registered. I had my registration statement, and everything was fine. We were told when is orientation, when are we study. Then we went to class. That's like that. And the whole year, I've always been an A+ student. You can go to all the lecturers that has been there. They will tell you that we never had problems with the student. He was always up to standard. He never failed any module. Till today, I passed with record time. I never failed. Only that I started now postponing examinations, writing sick tests because of politics. So the first year, everything went well. Then the second year, everything came through. We were clear with everything. We attended the structure called ZCCSF because I'm from ZCC. So we were now going through that structure. That structure was good for us because it was channeling us not only to do church or on campus, but also to do group studying and all those things.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we everything went well until I went, because I was doing foundation first year. And then in first year, I became a class rep there was a subject called PRM. So I became a class rep.
Personnel management.
Yes. Now, in my first year, we were approached by a lady. There was a white lady who came to us and they wanted to introduce DA on campus before it was even called the DASO. So if it was by then, I didn't know, but then I knew this DA. That lady approached us because they were looking for someone brilliant. So they knew that, no, this one in this class is the best student. And then we didn't entertain them, and that's how these things worked. Then they gave us documents. They promised us that we'll be paid every month if we establish DA on campus.
Wow, guys.
Then it didn't make sense for me at all. Then
How? At all?
we went for, that was 2014, my second year. Then 2015, early 2015, when I come back. Now, this establishment of EFF in the whole country was now revived, and everybody else from ACGG, Defense Forum, going into EFF conferences. I was not there, but I then joined later, early 2015. So, in 2015, there was a guy called Adolf. Adolf came to me and said, look, my brother, because I related to him as one of the students which I was mentoring. I was a mentor, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, I was a mentor.
Just rep and a
Yes,
mentor.
I became a mentor. A mentor that I was hurt because when they were distributing T-shirts of mentors that were written TUT, I didn't receive that T-shirt. So I was the best mentor, but I never had that T-shirt till today. So I always say to people, this T-shirt of TUT is important. You know, in my first year, when I went home in June for recess, I wanted to have the T-shirt of TUT
Something
to show some, at home that I'm from TUT now. And I didn't have it. Then I had my student card. And then I was in a wedding. So I had to go to a wedding with my student card.
Hi, Bo.
When I'm sitting with my guys, somehow I want the student card to fall so that they must say, what is that? Then they see, no. They must say, deliberately, I just don't look at what has fallen. I go through, they say, we should just something more around. Then I go, then I just take it. So I want one person to know that I'm in TUT,
But why was it important that they know who
It was important because I'm the only one in my family who has went to tertiary school, who has finished matric.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so in my family
Well done.
is my older sister. In fact, I had my sister and the other sister and my brother and me. So the other sister died in 2003, and it was now currently it's only my sister, my brother, and me. We're three.
Yeah.
So all of them, I'm the only one who has matric, and I'm the only one who now has tertiary qualifications, a graduate of note. I went to school. I'm the only one. But I was told that my mother was a teacher. She later opened a factory of gowns. They were doing gowns in breads. Okay. But my mother is a graduate. The information I have, because I don't know my mother. I've never seen her. I was very young. But I only know my father. I was raised by my father. Yeah. My father died in 2015 when I was in SRC. Oh. Yes, so it was a day before my birthday. That was the 2nd of February, 2015. Oh. When I was, no, that was 2016. Yes, 2016. Oh. Because I went to SRC 2015-16. Yeah. So my father died 2016 when I was in SRC. So I only know my father. So that's how this thing came about. There's to be proud that I'm from the university. And in my area, my community where I come from, we don't have people that are educated there. So it's only now that we begin to have graduates and all that. Yeah. Everybody that is there worked in the farm before, worked in the factory, Highveld, steel, Kodi Plasing. They never had anybody who, even a teacher in my area, There's only one guy that is a teacher, but you can see that he's actually not a teacher. He just was forced, maybe historically, to go and be a teacher. But he doesn't like this.
All the teachers in around those schools, they are not from.
Yeah, they're not from my area where I come from. So that's how this thing of education where I come from was not fashionable. So I wanted to demonstrate with the student card. That's how the T-shirt of TT was so important to me.
Yeah.
And then later on, like I said, then I became the founder of EFF, Student Command,
Yeah.
through Bo Adolf, Ahai Maimela, Pete. Then we went through, but there was a guy called Mahlangu who was already in politics in TVET College. He's the one who founded us in TUT.
Oh.
His name is Mahlangu. His name is Ndumiso Mahlangu.
Okay.
So he's the one who founded us. But Adolf was the co-founder of EFF.
Oh.
He only found me as an instrument to lead EFF.
Wow.
And then we found a guy called Isaiah. He was in UNISA, but that guy was studying in our library. So this guy, he knew one of the founders of EFF in Mpumalanga, who is the late Komisa Dumisani Ngongwane.
Yeah.
So this guy was the one that was mentoring us on campus. His name is Isaiah.
Yeah.
So Isaiah came to us and mentored us a lot on what is politics. He told us how must we do this thing and read and all that. So one thing I know about is that we had to go read and understand why are we in politics and who came before us. That's why I'm so interested into who led before me and what's going to happen in the future. I'm very interested. That's why I know all the names of people who led TUT before me.
Yeah.
And I was so interested to a point where now we registered EFF and then we hit the ground. We started this EFF in a library. A lot of members who voted for BMF by then. BMF was the starter we used. They were from engineering.
Yeah.
Because we started in the library. Boselesh and all those comrades. So the list is endless. We had a lot of comrades who agreed to us. Then we sit down and say, no, EFF must start now. We have a vacuum. The vacuum was student accommodation. The vacuum was financial exclusion. But everything else, there was stability in the university. I can tell you, we had SRC that was presentable, wearing their nice blazers, doing quarterly meetings in Building 7 and Building 18. We go there and then they address us. Like what we don't have now. We don't have meetings. The only time you see students, they're at the gate striking. You ask them, what is the issue?
No, but,
Something that they can address it without having went to the gate. You understand? So during that time, you will be called by the SRC. They'll tell you, come to a meeting. Tell us what are the problems. And their constitution allowed them to call us.
So is it fine for me to say you guys as the former are failing to mentor these ones that are coming?
We're actually not failing to mentor.
Because actually you started a good thing and now this good thing has stopped. There's no longer mass meetings. There's no longer all those things. Are you not mentoring well?
Early this year, no, not early, but not, I think 2 months back, I was invited into an induction of SRC. I went and I told them what is to be done.
Yeah.
It's not about us failing. It's about the current leadership of the student governance having to build programs on what is to be done. If someone is new, they must tell them, this is the constitution of SRC, these are the duties of the president, these are the duties of the secretary, these are the duties of the SSS, student support services, whatever.
Who must tell
the practitioners of the student governance?
Oh, they
must implement and establish programs related to what is to be done.
Oh, okay.
They are the institutional memory of what is to be done, because most of them, they've been SRCs before, most of them, they've been previously student of TUT. Okay. You'll hardly find someone who has no history around politics in that department. Yeah. So I think they have to do that and also guide the student leadership on what's to be done. Because I remember when we went for Feast Must Fall, when we went for the accommodation program, I was staying in the shacks.
Yeah, I remember.
Yes, I stayed in Coronation. So when I became the SRC,
But you had NS first. Why were you not staying at rest?
I'll explain it now. So I did not stay at rest because Mabaleng was full.
Oh.
So a lot of people had NS first but did not stay at rest because Mabaleng only housed 100, not more than 200 students, by the way. So, but it was only that limited to that number. I think it was 190 something. So everybody else who wished to stay at rest could not stay at rest because there was no rest. It was only Mabaleng. And by then we had 2,200, I mean 2,500 and something students by then. So if Mabaleng only housed 200 students, then it means you can't go there.
Yeah.
And NSFAS was maybe financing 1.5 students on campus. Then where are we going, all of us? There was no rest. That's when I became an SRC. We did Luo Abudi Lolo, the guy who does jokes recently, and Bo Ladla and other comrades. We went for a pilot project. We wrote to the VC. We then did a presentation. We went to French Street where Unama Khosha Khona and all these streets where they were not good, including Coronation where I used to stay. Videos, pictures. We presented to the university before going on the streets, before striking. We wrote to the university. That was early 2015. We wrote to the university because I went to SRC 2015, August. We wrote to the university, we can't stay here anymore. We need a rest. Mind you, already I was given keys to stay at Mabaleng because when you become an SRC, automatically there's a room for you. But I didn't know, I didn't go there. I instead said to them, I'm not going to stay here because people who voted for me, they are still in the shacks. Then I stood firm. I said, no, I'm not going to stay here. Till today, I never stayed. That room was utilized by comrades when they knew that there was comrades struggling. They put them in that room. I never stayed there. It then became a room of meetings, revolutionary room. If you want to have a meeting at rest, we go there strategically, plan there. So that's how things came about until, mind you, I was running a tech shop. I used my NFS money to open a tech shop in Coronation.
Business minded.
Yes.
Okay.
So I started a tech shop there in a shack. I was selling stuff there. By then, NSFAS was not giving us cash. So you only swipe at Spa and Pick and Pay. So my tech shop had one of the fish oli and the fish jangwala Spa. So my tech shop was called Spa in Coronation because I was buying in bulk.
Oh, wow.
I was going to ShopRite, I mean the Spa, buying and putting there. So that's why I was also resistant to stay at rest because I had to monitor my tech shop. But at the same time, I was sympathizing with those who voted for me and they were still staying at French Street where Gunama Khosha Corner, including Coronation and the location. So that's how this whole thing came about until the university looked into our memo and our pivot project. And later on, the university approved because we had to now go on the street. We closed the campus for 3 months. And then we met these other guys from Khayelitsha, student resident, and there was no Khayelitsha by then. It was just
Nedbank Center.
yeah, Nedbank Center, and that's how this thing came. They bought it, by the way. It was not belonging to them as well. Then we met them with Bonkosi Masilo, the brother of mine who was in SRC by then. And he's the one who facilitated with the other lady. Then we went to see them, and then they say to us, look, here we are housing people. These are compounds or flats. Then we told them, do you believe in us? They said yes. They said no. Make this place a student resident. Do a presentation to the university. We're tired of having one dress. And that's how this thing came about. And then we made the relationship with them. And I then left Coronation to go stay in that flat. And Adolf invited me in the meeting. Adolf has always been the ringleader. So he invited me in that meeting. And then in January, because we're not working, and we're not sure about TUT, that was 2016. We went to Nkangala to recruit students of Nkangala to stay in that building, to then give it a picture of student accommodation. And it was not about student accommodation. Then, to cut matters short, then that place became a res after we went to the university and fought and all that. And I stayed there until our relationship with those guys was not well anymore. Because someone has to grow. You can't be in that place for some time. I was with a guy called Malinga. We played our role there. Then I left. And
You graduated.
I graduated and I was expelled from the university.
Hi.
For my for my
What?
for my things, for the which I got a strike, local accommodation. So that's how the issue of expulsion came about. Because I was involved in the fees must fall. Then we later on appealed to the vice chancellor. We got vice chancellor's amnesty. So our appeal was granted. Then I came back to start my BTEC. So when I came to do my BTEC, we then started another fight in the university. Then somehow I was deregistered. I didn't know. That's how I could not finish my BTEC. Then I then went to the street. When I was on the street, I was very interested about this thing, the community forum. And I joined.
At first, I think a lot of TUT students are watching, are going to watch this video. Most of them, when I see on the social media,
Yes.
there was this campaign that you guys did of walking from...
Oh, yes. From
Malahleni
to Pretoria.
To Pretoria.
Yes.
Did you really guys walk?
Yeah, we did walk. The only time we were tempted, in fact, we then went into a car. It was when we were in Hatfield. We really walked, I can tell you now. Because we were playing, then we realized the media is here. Now there was no way to use transport. We walked actually from... no, we walked from campus.
Oh.
Walked until we reached Kusile. When we were in Kusile power station, we see the media. Igogwezi was there.
Huh.
Now imagine now. And there was a car following us.
You were thinking that you are just joking.
Yes, there was a car following us. Our walk started 12 o'clock at night. There was a car following us. Then we said, Ish, we must use the car at least. Our son, Iris 7, go Brongor. Igogwezi saw us. They was already there. Then there is fine. Let's push. We pushed. We arrived in Brongor. That was 8 o'clock in the morning. We stayed there. Then we started receiving support from community and other people that are potential people. They come bringing food, water, and now the media is everywhere. Then we pushed. I did the toll gate. Then we pushed Mamelodi. Then as and when we were approaching Hatfield, then now SABC was there.
Yeah.
Now we couldn't do anything. And then when we entered Hatfield, SABC rushed to the university because we were going to university and it was at night. Then we then find a way to get transport because we couldn't walk anymore. We're tired and we're painful. Yeah. Our legs were now becoming big, Then transport took us straight to Marabastad. Then we started walking from Marabastad to campus. Yeah. And upon our arrival, we were welcomed by one of our comrades called Kingsley from Pretoria. And they mobilized a lot of comrades like Tepo. Those were comrades that housed us at Junction. Then because it was at night, we went to Building 21. We stayed outside. There was no attention and no one was there. We spoke to media. Media left. And then we went to rest in Junction. In the morning, 5 o'clock, we then came back to Building 21 for the Vice Chancellor to receive our appeal.
It was that appeal that
the appeal was I was referring
to be...
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the Vice Chancellor received our appeal. He wrote back to us. He said to us, you can revert back to us in 7 days. And that's how we were granted to come back to the university.
Oh, wow.
We demonstrated our discipline by saying we are asking for an amnesty by walking from Wheatbank to Pretoria. Because we wanted to come back and study. It was no longer about politics that time. Yeah, so that even after we were granted, then I still went on the street. I became part of community struggle.
Tell me more about that, because I used to hear that you're now fighting for people's rights in the companies and the mines.
Yes. Now, when I went on the ground, I joined forums.
Yeah.
Joined forums. The forums, they were all about business opportunity. But because I was a member of EFF, then EFF established... In fact, there was a guy called Solike Kana. He's the late Solike Kana. He was the regional secretary of EFF before I become a regional secretary now.
Oh, you are the secretary.
I'm the secretary now.
Yeah.
So Solike Kana and the other guy called Mukadi, we sat down, they said, let's establish a help desk. So help desk does not deal with direct matters. It's a help desk. You can go there or no, now daily. Then we go help with GBV.
Yeah.
You can go there or no, you have a problem with the employer
Tenants or
payment
whatever.
or tenants, whatever. Someone owes you money, we go help you.
Yeah.
But then later EFF saw the opportunity through the Soligegan. Then they opened labor desk nationally.
It started at
We started in Witbank.
Oh,
The help
wow,
desk.
you guys.
Then EFF now formally established what we call help desk. I mean labor desk. Then we started going to Kusile power station, going to companies, big companies, and we then started blocking them because we were not a union.
Yeah.
Remember, unions have limitations.
Yeah.
They don't wake up and close a company.
Yeah,
They have to apply.
applications.
CCMA must do that. Then Rena, now people laughed at us because we just arrived. We closed.
But Timothy, just tell me, where do you get that bravery? Like, to be this how to feel like in someone's
No, you see now, when you didn't realize that you have a diploma, you are chased from the university, and no one can employ you, no one want to invite you because you are troubled. People now, when they want to hire you, they check they screen you. This one, but
TUT academic record will mention that you were once expelled. Yeah.
Yeah, so besides that, I was on the interdicts. Just write Timothy even today. It will write on the Google that interdicted from entering TUT. Because even in the SAPS, I still have that case. You go to SAPS now, you screen me, police clearance, it will write protest, arrest, what, and all those fees must fall. We were into blackmailed scrutiny. That's why no one why. So our views when we hit the ground, when fighting,
you have nothing to lose.
We have nothing to lose. We don't care. We even fight physically. That's why I joined the forums.
Okay.
Yes. That's why I joined the forums and all that to a point now we were called gangsters and all that. Because now I don't care anymore. Because I know no one will hire me. I'm graduate, but no one will hire me.
So you had to find other ways.
Yes, that's why we do the labor desk and we represent people. Then we then seen an opportunity. We tried to form a union, but our EFF did not agree to that. Then that thing did not materialize. We left it, and somehow I left politics. Somehow, because I contested, and our own comrade did not agree to me to contest. They said it was premature. Then I left. Then I went to start. I joined business forums like I did before. Then I was on the ground with them every day, looking for opportunities, construction and all that. They normally call construction mafias and all that. Yeah. But I was with them. I was
Before we get into business, there are a few things I want to ask you in terms of EFF now holistically in the nation and politics nationally. Where do you think we are going as a country in terms of politics? Seeing that you, as EFF, really lost a lot of votes this year.
Look, as a regional secretary of the EFF, I wouldn't say we lost votes. We maintained our votes. Mm-hmm. There was a challenge in the growth, but we maintained our votes. Politically, there is hope around the EFF. It's just that there are people above us who discuss things that we don't know. Politics are not controlled by what you see. They are controlled by people that we don't even know.
Yeah, it reminds me, I was listening to a conversation. Do you know Mpho Dagada?
Yes.
Yes, he kept on mentioning that most of political parties, they're funded. Therefore, it makes the political parties not to have their own independent views, even if you wanted to fight certain thing. But because someone is funding you, then you can't do that. So is that what you are alluding to?
Yeah, I'm just saying the funding processes and people who have interest in politics, they're the one who controls politics. They are not even leaders in politics. So whether they can be regionally, provincially, nationally, once they put money into it, you must know they have control over you.
So money is the one that's controlling the country.
Yeah, money is controlling the country everywhere, including the government. We might not have a way to disclose those people. We might not know them, but I can tell you, South Africa is a mafia state. It's not a state that is dependent on superior logic. It's depending on mafias. If a certain mafia doesn't agree to this, it has to end. And that is why you'll see someone resigning somewhere. And you ask yourself, is this guy? He was a good, educated.
Radical.
Yeah, but he just resigned.
But let's talk about it.
Someone sit there.
That's someone that resigned.
No, I don't want to enter into those things. But all I'm saying is that.
No, I just want to hear your
yes,
views. What do you
my
think about
views
it?
are that usually I will never leave EFF. I can tell you now.
Oh.
Yeah,
But your former leader, like Julia CIC, said he will never leave ANC. And yes,
I agree to that. I'm not him. That's his views.
Yeah.
I will never leave. I was not from ANC when I joined EFF.
Yeah.
I was from nothing. Then we joined EFF, and we even formed the student command. So I don't know anything except EFF. So if it happens that there is no interest anymore in the EFF, I will not go to any political party. I will remain Timothy. I will remain on the street like I've been before. I would rather.
Your political life is existence because of EFF, and if EFF collapse, then you don't have a political life anymore.
No, I will not. If EFF close, then I will not have to join any political party. I can tell you now. I bid with my life. No one else can recruit me to a new party.
Why so much loyalty?
No, because I was never interested in politics. I joined politics because I wanted NSFAS. And EFF was the only vehicle for us to be listened to in the university by then.
Yeah.
And also going back to the community, EFF was the protest movement. That's why people respect us today, is because they gave us an ear because we're from EFF. So I don't think I need connections to the mayor, connections to the premier because of anything else. I think if anything happens around the EFF, I will not join anyone else. I will just rather remain a person on the ground and go to business and leave these things.
Do you have a political leader that you look up to, aspire to?
The people that I look up to, they are no more. I look up to Dumisani Ngwane, the late Dumisani Ngwane. I look up to Solikekana. I look up to the fallen heroes, Thomas Sankara, the continental leaders, including the national leaders who came before us, those that we are inspired by them, Fidel Castro. But those that are living today, I can't lie and say I'm looking up to them. I'm only admiring and hopeful in the leadership of Julius Malema. The way he does things, the way he reacts, I agree that indeed when you are in position of leadership and establishment and formation of a revolution, you should do that. Sometimes you must be decisive in making decisions. So I can't say much about other people that I might not know.
Okay. So seeing that there's a lot of political parties in South Africa, and we're having, since this term, this next 5-year term, we're having a government of national unity, and it looks like it's something that's going to be there even in the next election, because now everybody is starting to be politically awakened, so they are no longer voting based on whatever, they go with the flow on or what interests them. So me now, when I look at it, I feel like there's still going to be more leadership in the government of unity. What do you think about it?
The government of national unity is not a new thing. Anything that happens under the sun, it has been there before. Yeah, so the government of national unity, ANC is just trying to use this term to not say we have lost. But going forward, EFF in the province of Mpumalanga, we have got an MMC of safety here in Middelburg. We've got a speaker in Kharsibande. We've got MC of environment in Kharsibande. We are in government already. So this thing of uniting forces and working together is going to be something that's going to be there going forward.
Do you like it?
I'm happy with it because there's no one-man show. Yeah, we can't say if EFF or ANC is in charge. We are working together to agree to the common goal and help our people. And I agree to that. We're seeing it in Swan, there's progress since we have got MMCs of health and environment and all that. So it means there's progress. If when you are MMC, so I like it.
Like now, like nationally, like in the big portfolio, we have Kema Minister Gaten McKenzie. He's really showing off what he's doing. I think he's like putting pressure, which I think it's a good thing. What do you think?
It's good because everybody, I wouldn't say much about him per se as a person, but what I like is that now there will be a sort of competition, and that benefits our community. I so wish that Julius Malema became the deputy president of the country.
But he refused to.
No, I so wish, that was my wish. Then, if Ramaphosa does not do it, then Julius will do it. You understand? So it was going to be very interesting that, well, I've seen it from SRC level. If President the ACO does not perform, and now I'm EFF, I'm performing, people want EFF.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it's good that we will not have one person now in charge because people voted for ANC. No.
That's what I wanted to allude also when you said this government of unity has always been there. I've seen it in universities because in university it's all political structures together and they have to make decisions, make things work. So
they have to make a relationship. It has been there. Some of those who have been in SRC, they are privileged enough to understand what is government of national unity, especially post the apartheid government, post 1994, going into the 2000 and all that. Because they've worked with SCO, EFF, SASCO, PASMA, and SADESMO, all those student movements. They know what is government of national unity. They know it. They've seen it in terms of...
They've lived it.
Yeah, they've lived it.
Yeah.
That's why even some of them, they still abide to their... till today, they are living by their relations with those comrades that they've led with them. So I believe that we need such government going forward.
Yeah, a lot of people believe that politicians only care about themselves. But I've been hearing you saying, at least if there's government of unity, then if someone is not doing well, the other one is holding them accountable, then our communities benefits. So is my perception right or wrong?
Community benefits how? This one want to demonstrate to ANC that I'm the best MMC. Goes to the community and gives something. Whatever that you do in there, community benefits, but when it's about ego and showing that one that I can do it, but our community benefits. That's what we like.
So I just want to know, Vele, it's our perception as the community is that you guys as politicians, you don't, everything that a politician does, mostly it's to benefit them. Tina, as the community, we are just an afterthought. It's a by the way, since in I won, then obviously what is the objective of being a politician? Like, are you hard?
You can't live without politics at this time. You need politics. I mean, a politician goes to the media and say it's locked down, go to the house, no one must go outside the house. That person is not even a doctor. Doesn't know how this thing of infection comes through and all that. He say that.
Yeah, but it was from advice, I think.
Yeah, but then you realize later that the advice was not the proper advice. You know, in the University of Uganda, it's written at the gate. I read a lot material from Africa. It's written over the gate. So if you allow cheating in an exam room, you are certain to collapse that nation. So if you want to collapse a nation, you ought to allow cheating in an exam room.
Which is corruption as well.
You ought to allow to weaken the education system of that country. I'm saying this because I once became an invigilator in the College of Ngangala. I've seen things. I was a student. I've seen things.
Yeah, no.
Now, imagine, this is a lawyer who went to school and was cheating. This is a judge who went to school and was cheating in the exam room.
This is a dog.
The law will be lost in the hands of a judge. The judge will preside over things that doesn't know. The lawyer will just say it's a fucked up situation in court. He's a lawyer that was not materially well educated. So, patients will die in the hands of doctors. Patients will die. Because this is a heart doctor, person is a specialist of hearts. There's a patient that has got a heart problem. The doctor says, no, this one, we just need to pray, he's going to die. Imagine a doctor telling you that. So I say to people, You see, I'm into this thing of mining. You go to the mine, machine, excavator. You find a diesel mechanic that studied also deep and beer. Because this one was cheating or he bought the paper. He says, Mlungu, la kumele sithenge i-engine inshallah. Lento ifile fifi ayisekho.
But it's the same.
No,
as
now
politicians. If you connect each other into positions.
If you go to a proper mechanic, sometimes even not without papers, tells you, it's a water pump, let's fix it. What is important is about problem identification as an educated person. So even if you are a lawyer, you listen to the problem before you go to and represent. You don't represent politics or represent stability or public. So I'm saying we need people to be educated. People must go to school and they must not be cheating. So I'm referring to what is written in the University of Uganda, outside. If you allow cheating, you're killing the nation. That's why you'll have a politician that does not even understand politics. Because that person was not briefed properly. I believe that the youngsters that are coming now, they must go read. I write what I like. Steve Biko book. Then after reading that book will teach you what is politics.
What is the name of the book?
I write what I like.
I write what I like.
Yes.
By Steve Biko.
Steve Biko.
I'll buy it for my
That
son.
book is foundation of student activism. When you are done, you can go to Robert Sobugo book. Here is the tree. You know that he was in vets.
I love Robert. Hey?
Yeah, so read that book. Then after that book, you can start now knowing about Mandela, going through the Mandela book, the long walk. You just need to go through. If you're a woman who of caliber, Rampela is a book to read as well. Okay. You never know this thing of activism. Also uprising of women into leadership and all that. Then it teaches you the hierarchy of politics and what is to be done perfectly as to you are who you are because of 1, 2, 3. Then you go through. Then after you can go to Lenin and Marxism, Fidel Castro, you go outside the country, Sankara. Because Sankara teaches us a lot of things. Or don't give to the people what you can't have for yourself.
Oh.
Yeah, Sankara says to the people that if you do that, make sure that you are able to do it.
Yeah.
So Sankara was about the people. He never agreed to. Sankara said, I will go to a public hospital. My people must go to a public hospital. So Sankara does not say, I'm a politician. I'm a president of Burkina Faso. Then I go to private. I must go to public. No. He goes to public because he shows you, have confidence in public because I'm going to public. Yeah. Mara lately, we take our kids to private. Yeah, but I'm a minister of education in the local schools. My kids are in private. So we must demonstrate, take our kids there so that we can build up the standards. But otherwise, what can we say?
Yeah. So I was at this other forum attending. They spoke about it's people from outside South Africa. Then they said South Africa has plus minus 15 minerals. And it has a big land. It's a lot of green land. It means there's a lot of farming that needs to be done. And there's a lot of minerals. But yet South Africa has the highest number of unemployed people. Where are we getting it wrong? Because we have things that we can work, that can give us, that can eliminate unemployment. Even made an example with China. China, it has a population of plus minus 1.5 billion. Yes. But in China, you will never find anyone on the streets begging or not. Everybody is working there.
That is the reason why I'm also interested into business. I'm not just in politics.
Okay.
I'm not just into politics alone. I'm also into business. And I'm looking at my future that if politics drastically changes to this level, I will permanently be in business. Because you can't be a politician that does not have money or funding. You need to have money and funding to lead. How do you go to a community and say, no, but we're not sorry? You're a criminal.
You're a lie.
If you sorry and you're a criminal. Thomas Sankara says it.
Yeah.
If you're not lack of education create criminals in politics. So I'm into business to also demonstrate that we can do it as South Africa. There's a lot that we can do it. It's unfortunate that in the business community, there's a lot of copycats, jealousy, and someone has to come and open the door for you. Someone. And you must be grateful to that. Someone has to come. But here is agriculture. Here is the door is open. Go do those things. Passion will help you to enter into that. Passion will make you to go to agriculture. Passion will take you to mining. You don't. I was involved into some illegal mining here in Witbank. White people has been doing the illegal mining for so long. White people. No, I must say it. White people has been doing, but you couldn't know that it's illegal. You know why? No. You enter the gate. There is proper security. There are proper containers, talisman. You see, everything is proper. Toilets, even the DMR people. This thing I need bambiri. Because when you enter, everything is programmed well. Now, when we went to illegal mining, dust everywhere. There's no water cut. There's no water on the ground. What our concern is to take the coal out.
There's no safety.
Yeah, so white people has been doing illegal mining long ago, not today. Long ago. Everybody knows. This is the Nyawucha Mapurisamo with Bengibar. It came because they realized, nice black people, when I get into illegal mining, you just buy an M4 cash during the week. It's not possible. But why? But that guy just sold coal, 5 trucks, and then he went to buy a Mercedes Benz, V-Class. So white people, they've been doing this thing, but they were not demonstrating to anyone, and we wouldn't even see them.
Are we hard-headed that we're not learning from them on how to manage? Because I believe, look at the city council building, like the city building, King Civic Theatre.
Yeah.
That building stood the test of time. It's still standing. You can see it's built very, very well. Like, it's still gonna last even in the next coming 20 years, I think.
What we can do as blacks, what do we need to learn from white? That they don't talk too much. They work. Nepotism, corruption, you must know the so-called corruption, connections started from white people. Go to a company of a white person. How is the number getting?
Yeah.
How will go admin barakis varasamama?
Yeah.
That's what Ramaphosa they've learned it. That's why they're becoming rich. Some of them,
Yeah.
They don't just marry from poor families. This thing comes around. How long you must marry there? You're told you can't just come with a problem family that is suffering.
Yeah.
So white people, they've been in. That's why even if they're running an illegal mine, you all know, because everybody there is a family, everybody there is a friend, everybody there. Even if they're high service providers, my trucks, friend truck, security truck, security friend, anything subcontracting friends. No one else will go around and talk about these things.
I think we'll have to invite you again.
Yeah,
I think we'll have to invite you again. There's a lot to talk about. Guys, we're sorry we have to cut this conversation here. If you enjoyed the conversation and you'd love to have Timothy come again, unfortunately, time is not on our side. He has to go. So as I told you guys, he's a businessman. He has to go somewhere.
Last ways will be that we all need to wake up and fight. Let's leave the comfort zone. Let's leave the comfort zone and go and fight. If you see that you are on the street and everybody's comfortable, you must know you are doing it wrong. You must be on the street and people must talk bad about you.
Oh.
And people must just have issues with you. Then you know you are destined to make it. You are not going to make it for as long as people are comfortable around you.
When everybody loves you.
Yeah, you must not be loved. I can tell you now, you must never be loved. Imagine being a boss or an employer that is loved by everybody. They must know that one is a problem. Even business associate, they must know. Then you'll make it in life. But if you are loved by everybody, people are hiding their interest behind this thing called love. Also pretending to you, pretentious. You'll never know about a person. I admire a lot of comrades and business people that are not loved. I know it's because they are doing it right. So all I'm saying to our community, our young people, is that leave the comfort zone, go on the street, and don't rely on connections. Just go on the street. Someone will find you on the street, see potential. Someone has to identify you, see your potential, and say, I'm investing into this young man. I'm investing into this young lady. This one, this potential. I'm seated here. I can't go around bragging about it. I pay a rent of a lot of people. But I can't name drop people. A lot. I buy people food every month. And if I can tell you, not less than 100,000 I spend for people every month. And one will ask you, where do you get the money? I say, no, I'm on the street. I get the money on the street.
That's
The money is on the
misleading,
street.
Timothy.
So you will even find that I don't even have that 100,000, but I'm giving people. To a point where they call you with their last cent, but you are giving it to them. So all I'm saying, we are doing this thing for God, for love, and we know that we are not living for ourselves. We're living for the people. Whether you are in business or you're in politics. But the reason why God chose you to have 100 employees, it means He knows that you are going to pay them and you are responsible. And to employers, let's pay our people at time. Let's make sure that we don't have issues. To politicians, let's lead our people with conscience. We will not have everything right, but rather not lie to the people and tell them the truth. If things are not happening, tell them they are not happening. And politics, gradually, they are degenerating. Imagine people of caliber, educated people, doing this thing double standard, behaving somehow. An advocate, moving here from to here. We're no longer getting interested. We thought this thing is admiring educated people. Now, they just go into criminals. We don't know what's happening. Then that's why I come to say South Africa is a mafia state. You like it or not. You must go watch the movie of Akobablo. You'll then learn a lot. Escobar, yes. Okay. You must go. It's there on Netflix. I know you have it. Yeah. Go watch it. Then you know where South Africa is it now and where it's going. Oh, wow. I'm not saying this because maybe we are promoting gangsterism or mafiaism, but a lot of comrades are clowning. A lot of leaders are playing. They are not honest. They are scared of mafias. And the best way to grow is to be a mafia.
I think I want to read that book. The Stellenbosch Mafias.
Yeah. So
should I read it?
Read it. You need to know everything. If you are in politics, read even those that you don't agree to.
When you're not.
Even when you are not.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much, Timothy, for coming. We'll definitely have to.
No, I'll create time.
We had a good conversation. I loved it and I enjoyed it. Yeah. I thought it's going to be draining talking to a politician. At least you are clear and you are. Yeah. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please comment down below with your inputs or your question because we will have him back. Yeah, thank you so much from me and Bethany Media and Mr. Masilo here. Bye-bye.